Yes, so hello guys, welcome to another edition of Sports Update Ghana. My name is Joseph Adamafio. So, after such an abysmal and poor performance from the Black Stars in the game against USA, which saw them lost by 4-0, we are going to look at 8 things we learned from the game. 8 solid things we learned from the game, because this Black Stars team that we are sending to the AFCON, my friend, I don't think you are even going to pick up a point. Cape Verde and Mozambique with this kind of performance. Charlie, before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's get right into it. And the Black Stars of Ghana took on USA in a friendly match at around 12 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and it was such a poor, abysmal, and a match that we would all want to forget, but unfortunately it is going to remain in our brain for a long time to come. Well, the Black Stars started the match conceding the first goal in the 9th minute. Yes, as early as the 9th minute, we conceded the first goal. Then later on, we conceded the second goal from a penalty spot, which was given out by Gideon Mensah. Then Florent Balogun. In fact, Florent Balogun scored the third goal in the game. The players that I mentioned that we should watch out for now, 4 players I give. 3 of them contributed to goals. Florent Balogun scored the third goal, then Giovanni Reina scored the 4th goal. That was how the US were able to defeat Ghana. Well, the first thing I learned from the game was that the US could have scored us more than 4 goals. They could have scored us 10 or more goals. They were just out of respect playing the game and making sure that they didn't score any goal, because within a space of 12 minutes after scoring their first goal, they have scored us 3 goals. We considered 3 goals within a space of 12 minutes in the game. Now, later on, we considered the 4th goal around the 39th minute. It means that in the second half, the USA could have scored more goals. They have a lot of opportunities, but they were just playing with us. When you look at the likes of Sergino Dest and all, they were having a good game with the Black Stars, and it was like they were in their prime. But these are all mid players. Christian Pulisic, Timothy Weah, Florent Balogun. Do you hear of them week in, week out? But yes, they play in Europe. We could have considered more goals, and the most annoying thing to have realized in this game was that between Ghana and USA matches, it's always been a 3-goal margin. It's either we win by 2-1 or we lost by 2-1. In our first meeting at the 2006 World Cup, we won by 2-1. We met them at 2010 World Cup. We won by 2-1. 2014 World Cup, they defeated us by 2-1. We met in a friendly match. In 2017, we lost by 2-1. So we're from 4 goals. I think they were just playing with us. Now, the second thing that I learned from the game was that we had a poor game tactics from our technical team. Every day, you see our coaches holding books, holding a lot of fouls. We don't know what is even there. When it comes to our formation on the pitch, we can't even tell what the Black Stars is playing. We can't even tell our playing style. What is the playing style of the Black Stars? You watching me right now, ask yourself, what's the playing style of the Black Stars? What is our formation? Can you even name our regular starting 11? Yes, still you are saying we are going to the 2023 AFCON with this kind of performance. Goodness, I think we have to really step up, because the technical team, we've moved from Kwesi Appiah. Even Kwesi Appiah's time, we were scoring goals, no problem. But Chris Hughton's time, we are not even scoring goals. Talk of winning matches. That is our problem. You know, the issue is if Ghana had lost the game by 4-3, 4-2, and there was some form of urgency, I wouldn't be here and be ranting like that. But the kind of playing style we exhibited, the performance in the match, it was such an abysmal performance. Now, the third point I learned from the game, we have goalkeeping issues. We have serious goalkeeping issues. In just 2 matches, we've conceded 6 goals. And it looks like we are taking it for granted. We went to the 2022 World Cup and nobody saw the need that we have goalkeeping issues before the World Cup. When Jojo Wolacott wasn't there, we were just conceding goals. Atizigi, every match you concede a goal. Now this game, we didn't bring Atizigi, Manaf Nuruddin, Beshepo Nwa. We are also conceding goals just like that. Look at the indirect free kick that just came out of nowhere, and Manaf Nuruddin just was there. I was just shocked. The Black Stars, we have to step up. Our goalkeeping issues is that serious. You have to scout and bring in good goalkeepers. That Emisa boy that is in the Premier League, we have to scout him and bring him. We have a goalkeeper at West Ham. What about him? Jojo Wolacott, I think we have to be checking up on him and making sure that he recovers in time just before the 2023 AFCON, because we are wasting time. The goalkeeping issues is that serious. We've not even given Richard Ofuri an opportunity ever since he came back into the national team. Always Lawrence Atizigi. Then someone come and tell us that he's the best goalkeeper in the Swiss league. We don't care. If you are not playing well in the national team, nobody cares. Let's move on to the fourth lesson I learned from the game. The fourth lesson I learned from the game was that Gideon Mensah has really deformed. Gideon Mensah, power now. Which way I know? Forgive my tree. I don't even speak tree well. But Gideon Mensah's performance in the last 2 games has been very bad. Gideon Mensah, see, I'll stick my chest out. I've always been the person who always defend Gideon Mensah, but this time there, like Gideon Mensah, 2 games, and the performance you've shown, it even begs a question that, so this is the Gideon Mensah we were choosing over Baba Rahman. If you are being compared to Baba Rahman, then it means, Charlie, bro, you have to really step up. This is not anything of like issues. You really have to step up, because look at how the American small boys were just using you guys over there. Let's move on to the 5th thing we learned from the game. Well, the 5th thing that I learned from the game was that the awareness and vision of our players was very low. Very low awareness and vision from our players. The USC players were just weaving the passes and they were playing according to their template. You would say, okay, they know the pitch more, but USA, this pitch that we are playing, they've never played in Nashville for a long time. But our coach will come and say, it's their home turf and their fans were intimidating us. These are Black Stars players who play in front of 40,000 capacity stadium, fans of maybe 98% of opponents crap, when they just go there and win matches, then you come and tell us that they are intimidating us. Our players were, the awareness was very low. Now let's go to the 6th point. The 6th point, I think that we have a big vacuum in our midfield. Our midfield needs a big solution, because if for anything at all, even if our defense is not working and our attack is not working, our midfield should work. Ghana, our best players that we have in Ghana are midfielders. With the exception of Asamoah Gyan, name any player who has been better and not a midfielder. All our best players have been midfielders. Because 4 corners, small posts, and no one able. Every time we've been playing 4 corners, small posts as children. So the midfield there, we get midfielders. But currently in the national team, we are suffering from a midfield. We are lacking quality in our midfield. Go and play midfielders. So you are playing Edmond Ado and Thomas Partey. Whilst you could have played Salisu, Abdul Salih Samed, then you played Partey. Then Partey, we all know that you said he can play only 45 minutes. Then you substitute him, then you bring on Ado or Elisha Owusu, but rather you started Ado. And Partey had to be doing all the work. And sometimes it lets people say that Partey is not doing enough in the Black Stars. But anytime Partey is out, you can see the big difference. I think our midfield setup needs a relook, because we can't say that we have a ball-holding midfielder, or we have the midfielder who is going to be doing all the dirty works like when we had the likes of Anthony Annan in midfield and all. No. I think that we have to step up in terms of our midfield, because the players we have in our midfield, we have quality midfielders. Quality. Jeffrey Schlupp is there. Have you given him a call before? No. Now, the 7th thing that I learned from the game is that looking at the Black Stars now, I think we've overhyped, overrated, and overpampered the Black Stars for too long. Anytime we are getting ready for matches, and the strongest probable lineup, and the best midfielders, and the best defenders, then we go on the pitch, then our players will disgrace us just like that. We have individual players who have names, but we don't have players who can contribute when it comes to teamwork. Individually, mention our players from goalkeeping to striking. You realize that we have good players individually, just like when Maradona was coach of Argentina. When you take Brazil as well, just like that. When you take the previous Cameroonian team, just like that. When you take Ivory Coast, just like that. Individual players. But when it comes to teamwork and effort to help the team, it's not there. Our players, we've overrated them and overhyped them. We have to stop that thing. You have to tell them in their faces that no, this thing is not going well. Recently, when Brazil went to play their match with one team in the I think World Cup qualifiers, you saw they played just 1-1 and the fans were very furious. That is how we have to show our players that no, enough of the jokes, enough of the play. We have to get serious. We've not won the AFCON in 41 years and we are going to the next AFCON and this is how we are going to play. No, I think we have to really step up. And lastly, after seeing the Black Stars play like this, I think we need Daniel Amartey, Mohamed Salisu, and Alexander Djiku back. And else, it is going to be very shambolic, disgraceful. Charlie, you are going to disgrace Ghana at the World Cup qualifiers, or are we going to disgrace Ghana at the AFCON? We need our defenders back because this Nicolas Opoku and Jerome Opoku guys cannot do the work. They can't. When you look at the performance that our old defenders, Amartey, Djiku, and Salisu perform, and you look at these defenders, you can see a big gap. Well, that's how we wrap up here on Sports Updates Ghana. On the 8 things we learned on the game. Share your thoughts in the comment section, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. Please subscribe. I'm out.